The Slayer update has been out for almost 2 years now, and the methods of defeating these bosses has just been insane. There's been throwing snowballs at them, there's been punching them with your fist, magic weapons, one-shotting them, just so many different things. But have you seen someone AFK one to death? Even if you have, watch the video. Hello random people on the internet, my name is Banana, and yes, historically, I am known as the #1 AFK farmer in the game. It's sort of one of my claim to fames. I even have a plaque on my wall talking about my status as the #1 AFK farmer. And as the best AFKer on the server, I'm always looking for some new AFK methods. I'm always looking for ways that I can cheat and get banned. That's the goal, guys. And I theorized and found one recently, and it's not that useful, but it is pretty funny because you can kill Slayers without putting in an ounce of effort. So you can't do the quest with this because, at least as far as I can tell, you can't do the quest with it because it seems like they have removed getting combat XP while standing AFK, but you can still deal damage to this. So if you gotta eat your lasagna or something that's just chilling on your desk and you spawn in a Slayer on accident, this might be the method for you. Now, you would think that AFKing Slayer bosses has been around for a while because you have things like the Snowman pet that's gonna deal like 400k a hit, so you would think, oh, it's gonna 3-tap a Revenant boss. But if we spawn in a boss, you're gonna see that the Snowman pet actually doesn't work on Slayer bosses. They thought about this for some reason. They thought, I don't want people to be able to just sit here and AFK bosses, so the Snowman pet doesn't deal any damage to it. With that in mind, how are we going to do this? Because the Snowman pet, far and away, is the best thing for AFKing because literally it just attacks things every literally 1 second to deal loads of damage. So we're really sort of out of ideas if we weren't in the Crystal Hollows update because they added a new pet, and although it's not as potent as the Snowman pet for damage, they forgot to do this really niche thing where they stop you from AFKing Slayers. And that pet is obviously the Bal pet. It has a second perk here. Every 5 seconds while in combat, the Balrog will strike nearby enemies with his fire whip, dealing 10% of your damage as true damage. The Bal pet deals about a quarter of the damage of a Snowman pet, but it is actually capable of hitting the bosses. So with that in mind, and with an extremely high damage setup like a Warden helmet with Necron armor and an Emerald blade, it's actually pretty doable to AFK a Slayer boss. Alright guys, I'm back for my 3-minute lasagna break. What did I miss? So yeah, you can see that it takes a while to kill it, obviously, but you can kill a Slayer boss without hitting it at all. And there actually is another way to do this that is actually a bit easier. And that way is the Forgotten Set bonus from the Wither armor. If you put on a full Wither set, you're actually going to spawn in that mini Wither, and that guy is going to absolutely nuke Slayer bosses, but sometimes he's just not that good at aiming it, so I don't find it reliable to just be like, trust in that guy with your life. Alright, we're doing a Tarantula this time, yo! And boom, you can see that the Witherborn definitely does it more effectively. I was just surrounded by mobs, so it just nuked around me and one-shot that boss. So if only we could find a way to AFK combat XP, then you could actually just be a fully AFKing Slayer machine. And oh my gosh, guys, would you look at this? In the rules, it's actually explicitly stated that using a Witherborn and or the Bal Pet to AFK kill Slayer bosses is an allowed method of AFKing. Pog! To be honest though, this isn't really that useful because if we compare the amount of time that we actually, let's do that. Let's compare between an AFK kill and a normal kill of a tier 4 Revenant. Alright guys, get ready to start the clock. I'm going to spawn in the boss and we're going to see how much damage I can do before the AFK actually kills it. It's dead. So using normal damage, I killed that boss in exactly 1 second pretty much. And let's look at 1 second from the AFK fight. Oh, you missed it? Here, I'll play it again. So obviously with that comparison of killing the boss and not even getting a single damage hit out within that 1 second, you can tell that the AFK method is very, very overpowered. It's not like you could completely do a full Revenant quest between the time that it takes to spawn and kill the boss with the AFK method. What are you even talking about? The method's too good and everyone should be using it. Obviously, if I thought that this method was actually good, I'd be making a bug report video rather than making a normal YouTube video about it, but I just thought it was funny. You're not gonna catch me nicked as AFK Slayer Reno, sitting there killing Slayers with my Bal Pet. Don't look for me. Don't do it. I'm not gonna be doing it, I promise, but don't even look. And I mean, this method doesn't even work on Enderman Slayer, so it's really just not that good. It's just a bit funny that you can basically do a whole Slayer without hitting anything, because if you're running around with something like a snowman pet, you can actually get the kills for the boss and kill the boss without actually using your fist or a bow or anything, and it's just a little bit funny to see because, I don't know, doing things with no effort is a bit laughable, but that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. If you enjoyed it, I did put a bit of work into making it a bit more comedically humorous, as they say, than I usually do make my videos. So if you appreciated that, I would definitely appreciate a like and subscription from you. And I hope it helped you out on finding the worst AFK method in the game, because it's pretty useless in the grand scheme of things. But that's going to be all for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out.